You're about to watch a Trains Presents video. If you enjoy what you see, consider watching some of our other full-length videos. Hotspots, Horseshoe Curve, Tehachapi, Chicago Racetrack, and more. Locomotive, the video companion to our best-selling special issue. And a special collection from documentary producer Rich Lucken. All these and more are available from our website, kalmbachhobbystore.com.
Hi, I'm Jim Wrinn. I'm with you today in Green Bay, Wisconsin, where the National Railroad Museum has Big Boy number 4017 on display. We're going to talk to Bob Lettenberger, the Director of Education for the museum, about this locomotive.
We are standing in front of Union Pacific 4017. It is one of 25 Big Boys that was built for the railroad back in the early 1940s. It is one of 8 that is left in museums around the United States. This was the UP's tool for hauling freight during World War II between Ogden, Utah and Green River, Wyoming. You know, the story of World War II and the people behind it is amazing. But at face value, when you encounter a big boy and you see 132 feet 9 7/8 inches, 16 feet 2.5 inches tall, 1.1 million pounds of weight, a firebox the size of a bedroom, a tender that carries 32 tons of coal and 24,000 gallons of water, and then somebody says, oh, by the way, this thing will move at 70 miles an hour. If you don't just stop in your tracks and drop your jaw right there, man, then we need to get you a little better acquainted with trains. 4017 was in the first order, and that order was for 20, and interestingly enough, it was kind of unprecedented. The Union Pacific hadn't tried the Big Boy design, and yet their first order was for 20 locomotives, or by the time they received them, they had upped the order up to 20. So it was untested technology. They had a lot of faith in the American Locomotive Company that built it. They had a lot of faith in Otto Jobelman, their lead designer, and his team to bring the project together. 4017 ended its actual service with the Union Pacific in July 1959. It was one of the last ones to be operated. In 1964, the Union Pacific sent it east here to Green Bay to be donated to the museum. You know, if folks are seeing it for the first time and they don't know what to expect, you get that kind of jaw-dropping, stop in your tracks and just stare. One of the things here at the National Railroad Museum is that we want to provide an immersive experience to visitors. Big Boys haven't run since July 1959. And for people today to really appreciate not only the technology, but the people that were involved. One of the big questions we get is, how many people did it take to run a Big Boy? Tell you what, let's go up in the cab and look, and we'll show you. To be able to experience that and to see where those people sat and the controls they used, it's important. I walked by this locomotive every day for the last 20 years. And man, it's big. My first visit to the National Railroad Museum was about 1969, 1970, and at the time, the museum, we didn't have any of the buildings that we have today. In fact, kind of where I'm standing today in front of the Big Boy, there was actually train tracks that ran from one corner of our property to the other, and when they brought the Big Boy in, it came in and just got moved it was the biggest piece, so it got moved to the farthest point down on the track in the back here. And about 1969, like I said, my family came up for the first time. In fact, one of the reasons we came up was they heard that we had this huge, the Big Boy was here. And I think one other thing that a lot of folks maybe don't realize, there's not a lot of other countries around the world that had locomotives of this size. We had a number in this country that were of this stature, but you go other countries around the world, and you didn't have this. And when you look at the Big Boys, the legend is so far and so wide and so thick. We here at this museum, and I know the other places that have Big Boys experience this as well, but people literally come from around the globe to to these 8 spots that have big boys, to see them and to experience them. Here at the National Railroad Museum, we have had visitors from Korea, from Japan, from Germany, from France, from Switzerland, from Russia, from Spain, that have all literally made a pilgrimage here to Green Bay, Wisconsin, to see this piece. And man, when you've got a piece of technology in a country that has that big a draw, there's something incredibly special about it.